Senator Jerry Moran of the beautiful state of Kansas sits on the Intelligence Committee, other key committees. He has his own concerns about the Secretary's trip. Senator, great to see you.
Neil, I'm pleased to be with you.
Let's say you were Antony Blinken right now, and you're going to arrive late tomorrow night in Beijing. It doesn't look like you're going to meet with the Chinese leader. That could change, but you know that Bill Gates and other big CEOs have. How would you feel about that? What would you do about that?
Look, I think it's important for us to have conversations with our adversaries, to lower the temperature, so to speak. But we can do that best from a position of strength. I think there's a perception that the Biden administration has been weak when it comes to China. The message, I hope, is delivered that we want to work together on things that we can work together. We don't want to have any errors of judgment that cause a catastrophe in the world, and our national security is challenged. But most importantly, we can only do that. We can only deliver that message if we are strong in our resolve, that our military is successful, for example, in helping Ukraine, that we are oriented toward a strong America with strong allies. And we cannot go hat in hand to China, and we can't go there with the idea that we need to strike a business deal, as the business individuals that you mentioned are contemplating. This has to be about America's strong. We'll fight for freedom. We'll oppose tyranny around the globe. But let's find places that we can cooperate. And I don't think the Chinese would respect us or fear us in any way if we don't take that current and long-term approach to strong defense and strong allies.
Senator, Joe Biden is conducting his first political event, running to become president and get reelected. He did have a chance to speak to reporters before he left. I just want you to respond to this because he was talking about China.
Has some legitimate difficulties unrelated to the United States. And I think one of the things that balloon caused was not so much that it got shot down, but I don't think the leadership knew where it was and knew what was in it and knew what was going on. I think it was more embarrassing than it was intentional. And so I'm hoping that over the next several months, I'll be meeting with Xi again and talking about legitimate differences we have, but also how there's areas we can get along.
Senator, what'd you make of that? He seemed to give the Chinese leadership the benefit of the doubt on that balloon, that they didn't know where it was, what was in it, what it was about. What do you think?
I don't see any reason for the United States to make excuses for China having a balloon over the United States, a spy balloon. There's no reason to let Jinping and others off the hook in that regard. I'd say that it's a spy balloon. It's unacceptable. And now now that we know this is happening, it's out in the public. We expect it. We should be making the expectation that this not occur again. No reason to say, in my view, what the president said.
You know, Senator, I notice you're in Paris right now. As you know, French President Emmanuel Macron caused a dust-up even within the European community, to say nothing with the reverberations back in Washington, when he was saying to the Chinese leader that much of the U.S. Concern about what is happening, particularly when it comes to Taiwan, what have you, that's a U.S. issue. That isn't a French issue. I'm oversimplifying likely here, Senator. What did you make of that?
Neil, I am in France. I was here a week ago, 10 days ago, to honor those who served on the beaches of Normandy on the 79th anniversary. I'm back because the Paris Air Show, which really is a Paris Defense Forum, is taking place. There is a bipartisan delegation of United States senators here. We are showing off America's capabilities, technology, and defense abilities at a Paris show. And I also would say that our delegation, which we helped organize, is meeting with French officials, with the individuals from our EUCOM, our European defense, American defense community, And I can tell you that we met with the French foreign minister and have a scheduled meeting in a day or two with President Macron. I would say that there has been an effort by many to discount here in France, discount what the president presumably said about Taiwan. There's an indication that the French are certainly interested in trying to make sure that the world order is upheld, that their islands and their citizens who live in Southeast Asia and the Pacific are protected. And so the message to us, at least, has been that we do not want to see an upset in the Taiwan Straits or with Taiwan. And there was some indication that it's a translation episode in which the reports were not exactly what was intended to be made. What I want to say that's important about this are visits with Europeans, with NATO leaders, and with the French officials is they want to know the resolve of the United States of America, their commitment. And while we're talking about China at the moment, they want to know that the United States is long-term going to see the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian government through the invasion by Russia, and that we're not walking away.
Got it.
And we need to demonstrate that for purposes of also showing them, the world, and China, that we are not going to just be talking about Taiwan and actions by China, but our word means something. And so it's really, really important for us, while we're focused on our adversary, China, is to make sure that the United States, its European and worldwide allies see that Zelensky has success in defeating Russia following that invasion. It will be one of those strong messages, perhaps the strongest we can deliver to China, that we're serious about our position, our role in the world, and we expect the rest of the world to be hopefully our friends and allies, but certainly not our adversaries. It will demonstrate the strength that we need to demonstrate,
all right.
And at the same time show our willingness to work with other countries, as we are doing in Ukraine, and as we're trying to do and doing to some extent in our relationship with China.
We'll watch closely. Senator Moran, good seeing you. Enjoy Paris. Senator Jerry Moran, the Senate Intelligence Committee.